And we are live back at you again, the Fire Zone Show. Another film watch session. It's me joined by Denard Melton. You can see the name on the screen, MC at Abu Kari on Twitter, at the Fire Zone Show on Twitter for Denard. And we're going to switch it up a little bit tonight. We have been doing linebackers last couple Thursdays. We're going to take a look at a safety tonight, Michigan's Daxton Hill. Before I get into any more intro or stuff, I gotta catch myself because I'll start going down the road with the background stuff. Let's touch base with Denard. How are you, man? First and foremost, how are you doing?
I,
You got some new stuff going on back there.
I'm coming from the Fire Zone studios here in Maryland here. Now just trying out some new things, trying to bring a little bit different ideas here, to defense and looking at things a little differently. So got this nice background, can do some different things, and I'm excited to do that.
Hey, I'm feeling it. I like the background coming from an undisclosed location, the Fire Zone Studios. Y'all don't need to know where they are. Just know that they are.
They exist.
They exist. But like I said, we gonna take a look at a couple games from Michigan safety. Really, I mean, he lifted his position designation as safety, but I think you'll see as we check him out on film that he moves all around. And kind of like last week, I'm not going to do a whole big lead up with intro and stuff. Might just drop some stuff as we go. But the one thing I will say is, or two things I'll say, um, obviously he had an opportunity to play for Mike McDonald last year at Michigan, with McDonald being the DC there. So, that's something that I know we'll touch on probably throughout. And then also you recognize the last name, Hill, pretty common last name. But yes, he is related to Justice Hill, plays for the Ravens, is his brother. So, got those athletic genes running in the Hill family. So let's get this film up. I think this first game we're going to be checking out is from 2021 season. This is against Indiana. So let's get this thing rolling and see what we see. Again, we'll see the little arrow highlighting our guy. He's number 30 up there in the top of the screen. And I think I was telling Denard before, I may jump around a little bit when you get plays like that, where he's not really involved in the play, kind of just like a runoff turned into a block. So we skip around so we can get right to the stuff we really want to see. Right, back. There he is, bottom of the screen. Again, play goes. But you're seeing some of the different alignments already. We saw him wide on the first play. We see him kind of back in like a quarters alignment on the second play.
He's taking his read step, seeing it, reacting.
Hey, you got a little echo coming through on your audio. Check your reach out to your engineer there in the Fire Zone Studios. Tell him get that straightened out. Now I can't hear you at all. Still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, now you're good now. You're good. Now we get a look at him in the box. There he is.
8-man front.
I
like what I like what he does there. He doesn't overrun it. He's patient. He understands the scheme in front of him. He understands his role, which is to clean up anything that spills, anything that might slip in a crack. He watches his key, which is the tight end.
And I think we're going to get to see that cleanup. coming up soon. We'll play. Might be this one. There it is.
Nice job.
Just chase it down from behind.
I've yet to see him out of place.
You can see the speed right there.
Well, it's so funny because a lot of people would have missed that tackle.
If you go back and look at him.
Because most guys would have kept going up the field.
Mm-hmm.
He redirected so quickly because he understood.
And I think that's another thing. Oh, here comes the blitz off the slot. Get the ball out. I think that's another thing we'll see here too. Pretty short tackler.
Yeah.
These two games that we'll look at. You know, you might not always have a ton of tackle attempts at safety, you know, depending on the game. I mean, sometimes you might. But in the ones that he did have, I don't remember him missing any in these two games. Let's get that. That's this one. Ball kind of went to the other side. Here he is again. Coming down the slot. Ball goes the other way. We'll jump around. I mean, just for the purposes of what we're doing tonight, I mean, I know it could give us an opportunity to take a little bit more of a look at McDonald's defense, but we're probably going to do that kind of separately. And the ball kind of goes away. But already we've seen him in the slot. Quarterly blitzing. Another one where she's showing like he might come off the slot.
Now, this is a Raven type blitz.
That's it. We've seen that one many times.
But it seemed like they were rolling to man coverage and not trying to fire zone that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can see why they like him doing this because he can roll.
Mm-hmm. When did the DBs run their 40s?
I think they're the last group, so they might go Sunday or Saturday.
Saturday's last day, yeah. Little Saturday night 40s.
They're the last group. Nothing like a Saturday night 40.
So hurricanes. What do we got? Grenades going?
Here we go. We get to see him in a little off man in the slot. Try to throw a little fade on him.
He got his hands on him though.
Yeah, and that's something you'll see too. He gets hands on quite a bit. Sometimes might be borderline a little grabby sometimes, but you know.
But in that instant, he's okay because the receiver has now identified himself as now attempting to get the football.
Yep. So they both got a right to the ball.
That is correct.
So even if that safety was coming over the top, but he was fine.
Yep.
If you go back to the wide shot, he's in good position.
Just watch your redirection right there. They'll call that in the league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He every now and then is a little. It's different in college.
A little handsy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, look, you rather the guy try to get hands on a receiver than just let him run. But
I'd rather unteach a handsy guy than try to teach a guy how to use his hands.
Put his hands on. Yeah, exactly. Okay, he's going to be playing back again here. Over the slot. Might be going to the post. Yep. So it doesn't get targeted on that play, but that's something that people have kind of asked about. Like, hey, can he play like middle of the field safety? I think he definitely can just in terms of the way he moves, but we will get a chance. I think there's at least a play or two, if not in this game, maybe in the Wisconsin game, where we'll get to see make a play from the post. But you can just tell by how he moves that
I ain't worried about him. No. He'll get the hash to hash. He'll get sideline to sideline for you.
another play ball goes in, and something we haven't seen yet that's going to show up. He might have did it more in the Wisconsin game. He seeks out contact, which I like. I like that a lot. Because he's not overly big guy. They list him at I think like 190 something, 192. They list him at 6 feet. I don't know if he's 6 feet tall. We'll find out over the weekend.
Yeah, he's looking for something.
Yeah. You'll see it anytime that he's got a chance to get in.
He's coming down now.
Yeah, he likes to get a piece of it when he can.
He's quick to identify too. There's no wasted motion with him.
You can see the read, right? He hesitates and he's gone.
Gone.
Just that step, just so he can read the mesh.
Shuffle, gone.
Yeah.
That's my old secondary coach. That's what he taught. Shuffle, come downhill. It's like.
Now let me ask you this. I've heard different people teach this differently, especially with how much of this mesh stuff we see. I heard one. I don't remember he was a DC or secondary coach. He's a defensive coach, and what he teaches with this is he teaches the shuffle, but he teaches looking at the quarterback. He's like, look, if you get face mask to you, like the quarterback's face mask is to you, okay, take that shuffle and then go. Now, if he was on the other side, he's like, if the quarterback's face mask is away from you, then you just pull the string off the backside. You just come. But if it's front side and it's to you, you got to hold because they might be throwing something in behind you.
Stop. Too much. We're why? Why are we looking at face mask? Why are we looking at the face mask? Go back to your keys. Look at the tight end. Look at your key. Your key will tell you where the ball is going 95% of the time. When it comes to a mesh point, you attack the mesh point. Anytime you run option, any team you play option against, you have to attack it. Now, the question is, how do you attack it? You don't overly blitz because they're going to slip you. You have to stunt. You have to pick your times when you blitz. If that's a single blitz, if that's two guys in the same hole, you got to take some chances every once in a while against option teams. So I'm not a big fan of watching face masks and just watch the guys up front. They'll tell you where it's going.
Something he was checking right there. Well, a little shot there. So it's something he was checking here. A little elbow tap. Him in the safety.
They were
going
to roll the coverage, and they checked out of it. It was an empty check.
Okay.
So instead of being in a 3-by-1 and we'll roll over, we used to call that check roll, which is front side 2, backside man. But once the number 2 receiver, which is the running back now, goes in motion, now you're just going to check out of it. Now you're going to go back to cover 2, and now the linebacker 2 Hill now has to control number 3 up the seam.
And you can see running back. You can see the safety over top of Hill, number 6. He's already starting to check.
Yep. He's telling the linebacker, like, you gotta run with him.
Yeah. And you can see they run a little mesh situation.
Yep.
He just lets my man know I'm here. Just let you know I'm here.
I love it. Let him know.
So I like the communication. You see it from both safeties, even number 2 safety on the other side. Like everybody's talking, making sure the corners get the call.
That's encouraging in a Mike McDonald defense. Because we rarely saw the secondary check or communicate openly.
Yeah. They needed some name tags at certain points, but your point, we didn't see a ton of it.
So why are we running an exotic defense? Please don't get me started. Don't get me started on that.
You called for it and it happened. So you don't even have to worry no more.
We out here running exotic blitzes, and these guys have just came in and had a drink of water.
You called for it after Chicago game and asking, you shall receive. Here he is again in the slot, kind of like curl flat kind of player.
Yep, I understand it. Ooh, please throw that football.
He was ready.
Yes.
He was driving on that thing. And let's see. I'll let this one go just because I think somebody got strip sack here. Was this Ojabo? This 55 double nickel? The spin move? Ooh, yeah, that was it.
Oh, he didn't even spin. What did he do? Oh, he did spin.
He gave him a little spin. 55.
He gave him the DeMarcus Ware spin.
Yeah. And see, this is what I like when I watch them. This is a little side note since it's not about Hill. But with Ojabo 55 and Hutchinson 97, just the way that they worked off each other. So, Hutchinson, he's kind of power rush this time, right? He's going to be the straight man. Ojabo kind of has the freedom to do whatever he's got to do over there, inside, outside. And
so this brings up a point that we're going to talk about probably more as we get into Mike McDonald's defense. That play is a perfect example of what people were talking about for years, which was the issue with the Ravens defense and why sack numbers are down. We're down across the board unless it was Suggs. Because we locked our rushers. We didn't allow them to do very much. In a Mike McDonald defense here, you've already saw the boundary end had free run on a pass rush on however he wanted to do.
Yep.
Just putting it out there. That tells me that now the pass rushers will have a little more freedom in what they're allowed to do in those situations.
I like it. Okay, a little more communication here. Making sure everybody get lined up correctly. Trick play.
Light on it. I love it. And y'all still
just got to make a play on that. He's there. 23.
Somebody, please.
I will say 23 is a linebacker. That's Michael Barrett. He's wearing a DB number, but he's a linebacker.
But where's my corner going? That would bother me.
Corner up top, number 4.
Yeah, I don't understand why he kept coming inside. He had nothing to threaten him. But whatever.
Okay, yeah, it happens.
Yes, it does.
It happens. He was there. All right, keep it moving. Okay, a little switch. See, I love all the communication up top. Watch the safety up top. Switch.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Like, it's okay to talk. It's okay if they know what you're doing.
Yeah, not a ton of secrets out there. Not a ton of secrets.
No, don't need to be secretive.
You'll see him come down again. Just let me get a little piece of it, right?
He is. Yes. He is not
All
shy.
wrapped up, but he's like, hey, just let me get a little piece of that. Get a little piece of
He's a little irritant. I like it.
that.
You got a little bit of. He's the cat that goes the extra step after the whistle. Just a touch. He's perfected it. Just a touch. Shuffle, shuffle, come downhill. Yeah, let me get some.
It just reminds you of that, that attitude that you want on defense.
Mm-hmm. Who's number 12?
He's a linebacker for them too. I'd have to look his name up. I don't know. I don't know if he's coming out this year or not. But he
oh,
plays their Mike Packer.
oh.
You like it? You like what you're seeing?
He comes back in the box under control and fills. Like, I see why the Ravens go there for some players. They're fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
There's no wasted movement.
Coaches might know a little something about each other.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Come downhill, kick him inside. They're all talking. They're all communicating. He's talking.
So that is Josh Ross. Josh Ross, one of those super senior deals. So he will be out this year, I believe.
I can see him making a squad special teams and
where was it? Okay, he's in the slot. There goes our guy. Slot at the bottom of the screen.
Running with the.
But here, I do remember this play. You the last line of defense. I like it. Right? Last line of defense.
Come back and make a play.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you get receiver runs you off, and
a lot of DBs don't come back to make that play.
Tries to block you, but hey, you the last line, and then when we see it from the end zone, you can see he's a guy who can really get low, drop his butt, sink his hips. And again, it's something you and I have talked about before. He's not necessarily trying to like go for the kill shot. He's just trying to get you on the ground.
Yep.
Now that ended up looking like a kill shot, but it's not. To me, that's just fundamental. I mean, you go see him break down, square up.
He understands where he is on the field,
and just drive and look. He's good. So for now, at least you save a touchdown and give yourself a chance to, maybe get a stand. We'll see what they do.
Get it on the ground. This way you learn a lot about a safety. He's not scared.
He'll go in there.
He ain't worried. Whatever shows up, he gonna hit it.
Yeah. There, okay. Back in the box, other side to the tight end. Now look, you get a guard coming at you. That's a different deal.
That is different.
That's it. Who is number 3 from Michigan? Look at that brother. Oh, it's a big boy.
Number 2 tried his best.
Yeah.
Well, 15 didn't help. You can't do that down on the goal line.
Yeah, he trying to play around, jump around.
What are you?
Did they get in? See no signal yet. Yeah, they gave it to him. It was 17-0. 17-7. Gave it to him. Okay, 17-7. Yeah, like I said, we'll keep jumping around. No too much going on. You can see we're getting through this game a whole lot faster. Like I said, it's 31 minutes, but we're not going to take 31. So again, look at all the communication. Now, I mean, everybody's talking.
Everybody's talking.
The front, the back end. All right, play goes away. Next play.
But this brings up a very good point, a very good thing we can talk about more later, is the fact that their defense is built in a way where they can still be basic and still be aggressive, and still no huddle does not affect them
Mm-mm.
in a way that it would affect another team.
No, you talk about it all the time. They have a basic structure, and you can see at least what we've seen so far through this game. Who knows what they have overall, but at least what they carried into this game. Not a ton of different calls or coverages, but enough flexibility within what they do to be aggressive. Like you said, we can check the different things. We can send guys on pressure. If we see something, I mean, yeah, this just throughout. You just see it almost.
I mean, everybody's talking. Everybody's listening. It's a very smart defense.
And slide again, coverage. Yeah, they just ran into a buzzsaw with Georgia. Ain't much you can do.
So
that Georgia.
Yeah, here's where he's going to get into problems in the league if he doesn't cut this out.
Little handsy thing there.
Well, the receiver's getting on to him, and he's still in his back pedal.
Yeah. Because he could probably get away with it at this level. He had enough speed.
Yes.
Not too many of these guys are going to run past him. NFL, everybody can run.
Yeah. And they're not going to let you collision receivers at the top of routes like he likes to do.
Yeah. That's been a thing for him. And you're not probably going to see the team's third best receiver in the slot in college. You're going to see Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, Deontay Johnson. You're going to see dudes.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Little fold back in. They make a tackle. Like I said, it's not always.
Just get him on the ground.
Yeah, just get him on the ground. I mean, sometimes he might be taking the brunt of it a little bit, but he's going to get the guy on the ground.
He tackles with his body. That's important. Saves your shoulders.
Well, like I said, he's not a big dude. They list him at 192. I don't know if he's 192 pounds.
He's probably about 185. You want to give him that.
He's a lean looking dude.
He may have started his game at 185, but he ended at about 181.
Okay, back in the post again. I targeted, didn't have to worry about it, but you can just see the way he moves. No problem getting back there.
Well, and he can get to the numbers from where he started. Okay. He's got good feet, really good feet. There's not a lot of wasted motion with him.
Mm-mm. Everything looks crisp.
You can tell they do a lot of pursuit drills at Michigan. A lot.
Okay. See, I like that play because it wasn't the ball didn't come his way, but you just look at his eyes, his head, and kind of what he sees, and like right there, he's looking. He looks back inside. See,
Looking to help. Looking to help.
yeah, you can see it from the back end. You're gonna see him just. He's gonna see that route out towards the sideline, but he's also gonna know, hey, there's something else behind me, right there. That little quick peek, back.
My man's looking for turnovers.
He is.
Looking for turnovers. Like, go! I dare you throw that backwards.
Yeah, he's looking for it. Please throw me one. I am ready for it. I don't think it wasn't this game. He gets one in the Wisconsin game. I'm thinking about Nebraska. He got one in that game too, but I don't know if he got one. I don't think he got one in this game.
And he doesn't stay blocked.
Mm-mm. You'll see
Does
it from.
not stay blocked.
You can't let a wide receiver block you. That can't. That can't.
It's not even the block. It's get rid of him. Like engage and get rid of him. Like why are you like holding on to him? Like no.
Like right here, get out of here and go make this tackle.
There you go. I love that all 11 Michigan players are in the shot.
All of them.
All of them.
Everybody get to the ball. That was just a busted play there. You can see on this one. Oh, what do we call? Oh,
They said sideline.
Something.
Might have been a sideline warning.
Yeah, we're up 23-7 at this point. Looking pretty good for the boys in blue.
There you go.
Got to come off the roof and make a tackle in space.
Yes, in space. Very important.
Give me that hip.
That's a lost art.
Yeah.
You know how many guys that came up and missed that?
We see a little bit of that in 2021. Saw a few missed tackles.
Don't get me started on some of our corners and their tackling abilities.
Saw a few missed tackles, but hey, we like what we're seeing here. I like what I'm seeing here.
I'm liking it. Looking for work. Look back.
Mm-hmm. It's like you say. He's just please throw me one.
Yeah, just test me. I dare you. I'm prepared.
He rolled that way, you know. Now he's got pressure, so he's got to get rid of it. But
he's very comfortable coming down. You don't see number 2 down very often.
Mm-mm. Look at that. Look at all that talking, man. Talking constantly.
It's like music to my ears.
Another little fade. Then get targeted. A little better job. Not.
But once again, he's got to get out of that settling. That'll get you killed. He settles at the top of his back pedal, and you can't.
He trusts that speed, and that may be all fine and well against Indiana. But
what happened against Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't pretty. And that's the type of speed you're gonna see. It's gonna be that level of speed.
Just checking.
But with better quarterback play. No shade to Georgia's quarterback, but hey, it's a different beast, that quarterback in the NFL. You're gonna have to deal with Burrow twice a year, Baker Mayfield, whatever you think of Baker Mayfield, and we'll see what they do in Pittsburgh.
Right.
We don't know yet. The Deshaun Watson rumors continue to pop up.
Well, you know.
I mean, they got Flores there. Hey, we don't know. The last play. Now we got like 2 more plays. Okay.
Pittsburgh would do it. I just don't know if they got enough. I don't know how much money they can move to make that happen. That's a lot of money to move to make that happen.
It's a lot of money, and they're already, I believe, if they're not over the cap, they're tight to it. Either way.
I mean, I know you can make it happen, but that's a lot of making it happen.
A lot of things are gonna have to be made to make that make. Yeah. Okay, there we go. See, this is why I wanted to show this one first, because I actually think you see him with more opportunities for plays in the second game, but I think this sets the stage. What you see about settling in his pedal and getting hands on, kind of, on some of these wide receivers, we're gonna see some of the potential issues that can cause in this next game. All right, so that was cool. Let's drop this down. Let's grab this other one. Because Wisconsin, to their credit, they went after him a little bit more in the slot. Indiana kind of.
I would.
Maybe their quarterback didn't quite have as much time, but Wisconsin game.
I don't think Indiana. Yeah, Indiana didn't trust their O-line.
They're gonna start to go after my man and say, "Hey, you want to put him in there covering some wide receivers?" Okay. So here we go. Get the white tops on. Now they've got a dude at running back too. Is he in there? It's number 0. He ain't in there yet. I think he was a freshman last year. Was it Bryson Allen, something like that?
Something like that.
A load. He's like 240 pounds. Some big Jamal Lewis looking dude.
Mm-hmm. No, thank you. I don't miss those days.
I jumped a little too fast. Here we go. Running with motion. Ooh, big boy almost had him one. 58. He almost had him a pick.
Oh, give me that ball. Oh. That's dangerous.
There he is in the post. This was a play. I think I tweeted this one out. I like this because he saw the combination. He sees the over and the post. Lets the corner know, hey, you take the over. I got to stay in the post.
Okay, great. I'm so glad this play happened because in normal Raven world, what would have happened was the free safety would have jumped this dig route, and the corner would have been. We saw this with Jimmy Smith.
Yeah, we saw it.
We see this all the time. This is why, and Green Bay had set this up for years against us all the time. Every team knows this is a play. I believe this is the play that the Bears scored a touchdown on.
Mm-hmm. It's very common. I mean, whatever you call it, that
NCAA
post, yeah. That gets
we call it in practice the NCAA. If you got beat by this, you need to go back and play your video games.
Because they try to put that cheese in front of the safety, get him to jump it, which
they want the one-on-one.
Yeah, like you said, we often saw that with the Ravens. They would jump and take that cheese.
Why are we covering it that way? Like it blows my mind.
And when they do, now you got a corner out of position trying to match this guy running to the post. Sometimes they got this dude at the bottom, number 5. He might have been able to get there if he would jump the over, but a lot of times you don't even have that backside corner. It's just a guy screaming to the post.
And I think this is the switch that Mike McDonald made for his team.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't put his corners in jeopardy.
He's probably sitting here last time he was with the Ravens watching. He's like, look, if I'm calling plays, we ain't playing it like that.
Ain't playing the coverage like that. No, thank you.
They started looking at him like, why are we playing it like that? He said, hey, listen, I can't say nothing. That's a DC. I'm just saying, if I'm calling play.
What I call it, it ain't happening.
Yeah. Hey, you see just a little coverage in the flat here. Nothing too serious. Just
doing your job.
Yeah, just make it difficult for a quarterback to get a throw in there. Like that's not you got to put that right on that guy. So you can see like this is not so much him, but when you look at that front, you can see some of the Ravens elements showing all those bodies and then guys dropping out. That stuff we've seen before.
That's much better than what the Ravens were running in terms of who's dropping out. Because Ravens wouldn't drop too straight from that. They would split it up, which would put them in a bind in the middle of the field.
Yeah. The snap didn't help the quarterback.
Didn't help him at all. That 4 load on that one side, that really didn't help.
I think this is the freshman dude. Is that him? No, that's 8. He's still not in there. He didn't get that much run in this game. It's your boy 12 in the backfield. Just got finished.
Shoot! Oh, they're in a monster. Oh my lord, they were in a monster front too. So he was clean as a whistle.
Clean.
He knew it too.
Look at it. Boom, boom.
So, yeah. All week they told you that, and he knew it too. He's like, all week they set it up.
They said you're gonna get in clean. He did. Just gotta finish.
Gotta finish.
Yeah. See, it helps when you got dudes like 90. See, there you can see it again. Watch 97, watch 55. This time he's gonna spin against the left tackle. He didn't get in, but he's got the freedom.
They had a super game on too.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, choke the receiver on a little bit down there. Get your hands off me.
Watch so it seems like in this game,
yeah. But I tell you,
sit down.
Get your hands off me.
So it seems like in this game, he played a lot of what we would call the star role.
And see, you can see these receivers, they must have been talking about it because now everybody going at it.
Oh, they angry.
The same dude. And they're like, oh, 30 think he about it. Okay, well, we're going to see. We're going to see.
Hey, I like it. If we're going to run the football, this is the type of day it's going to be all day.
All day.
All day.
I think that choke started
it. Let's get it popping. See, almost he got ran by on that one.
Oh, don't worry. It's gonna go from
that him down here at the bottom, running with the tight end.
Seam, yeah, a little seam bender in the middle.
Yeah,
it's gonna go from almost to
let it fly.
Man, these guys.
Yeah, they're gonna come back to that because they just didn't block it.
These dudes coming off the edge. This is crazy.
You can't. You're left. You can't do that.
Just crazy. And that dude, 55, he had barely played before this year. He just came on the scene. Boom, there it is, out of the post. So people say, hey, can he play a post? Can he play middle field safety?
Yeah.
Come off the roof, tackle a guy. Now, credit to the tight end. He held on. But that's a lick.
That's where I need him, though. That's good play.
I would say this is one thing you see in this game throughout too, where his height, it's a little bit of an issue. The ball's up. Now he did the right thing. I'm not saying he should have gone up there and tried to go play that ball. He played through the body, which I think is the right thing to do. But you're going to see a couple other plays here where they're basically just going to put it up and just say, hey, he can't go up with the receiver and get it.
Which is possibility why he may be better suited down in the box.
Yeah. Well, I was telling, there was a guy who's talking about it on Twitter today who's like, hey, I really like him, but I don't think he's going to be there like the second round when the Ravens pick. So they had me go back and look at like the last couple of safeties that got drafted last couple of years. And they were all like second round guys, like top of the second round. But it was guys like Xavier McKinney, Grant Delpit, Kyle Duggar, who's a guy from Dolphins last year who played us real well, Javon Holland. And then last guy was Winfield, Antoine Winfield. Now, people all know Winfield. Winfield with the latest. Winfield went at 45. Everybody else was like mid-30s. But he was also the shortest. He was 5'9". All those other guys were 6 feet or tall. Mm-hmm. And Delpit was like 6'3". So, I'm not saying that it should matter, but you know how things are in the NFL. They let stuff like height and stuff like that bother them. So I think there's a possibility that he could go a little bit more in the second round just because of, I don't think he's that tall. I don't think he's 6 feet tall.
Yeah, and you don't want to waste, and I'm not saying it would be a wasted pick, but you don't want to spend high capital on a safety who's not going to be dynamic.
Yeah.
It's not the type of role that you can take a solid guy in the second round and be fine with it. I mean, just no.
They're going to be up high there at 14. It looks like this year there's probably really only one safety. Is probably that dude Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. Might be, that guy you could take up there, but they don't even, people say he won't even make it to 14, so he'll be gone by then.
I don't take Notre Dame safeties.
Well, you probably won't have a chance to either.
So don't want it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I can't think of a name. You got me on that.
No. I mean, I wouldn't even mess with their secondary, to be honest.
Little wheel route here. They didn't throw him the ball, but I like he was able to stay with the guy. Ran under the pick.
It's a good job.
Yeah. That's why I was telling you, kind of like a big corner. Like he's not like twitchy in a way. I mean, he is, but it's hard to describe. I mean,
he's a good football player.
Yeah.
He's not going to be out of position. He's going to make plays. You present him a play in front of him, or he's in the vicinity, he's going to make it.
Here he is folding into the box. I give him credit because, like I said, this is like a 240-pound dude running through here.
Go get yourself some.
And you can see this kid, he, like I said, he was a freshman last year in 2021. He's just like straight down the tracks. That's his deal. You might remember, I think it was towards the end of the season, he had like 6 or 7 100-yard games, like back to back. He got on a roll like later in the season. It was just absolutely rolling. Not shocking for Wisconsin. That's kind of what they do.
Yeah. Well, here's the beautiful part about playing more zone is all those misdirection nonsense crap that always seem to work. They go away.
Yeah. This is one of the few times where I thought they were a little bit late getting set. Still kind of trying to figure out where they're supposed to be. Didn't end up hurting them.
And that's kind of that's why I feel like the Ravens need to be more basic. Because the more basic you are in defense, the more basic the offense has to be.
The fans. Where's the fans? Hands go up. They just knew this was a touchdown. Watch these people's hands go up. Just knew that was a touchdown. They were calling it. Incomplete.
Gotta make a play, son.
And going the other way. Let's get past that. Oh, let me situation. Where were we? We are Michigan 13, Wisconsin 3, second quarter, just before the half. Here come that train coming down the tracks again. You see, my man, ain't a whole lot of wiggling going on.
Oh no, he hitting the A gap, B gap, whatever. What that hole?
He's a little bit high, but you can see he low to deal with there.
It's a lot of anger.
Big weight room guy.
Oh no.
Here we go. See, so this is the first one.
Open the gate. You got no safety help.
There's nobody there.
That can't happen.
I mean, gets himself back into a position to make a play on this ball, but this is where the height comes in.
Well, it's not that. I don't know. I don't understand why he decided to widen himself at the snap.
He opened like he thought he was going to have a safety back there.
Yeah.
Like he thought somebody was going to be there. Because you could see, yeah, like you said, he's widening the whole way. Like, all right, I got middle help. And look, this dude looks. He's low, but he looks. Watch him peek. And then he's like, oh.
I'm trying to figure out what the coverage is.
Watch 2. He's going to peek. We might not see it from this angle. But he was like, oh, they throwing that? You can see it from this angle. He's low. I'm not sure why he's so low. He's going to peek. And then it's like, oh my head.
So are they in quarters? I think they're in quarters. Yeah, they're in quarters.
I get. Well, what's this dude at the top doing? Is he playing? Are they playing like 2 up top, like cover 2? I mean, he's getting to the numbers.
So they're playing man down here. The 2 receivers down here are getting man coverage, and they're playing zone to the top of the screen. This was a field call.
Right. Now, what is 2 doing, though? I'm good with what's going on in the top of the bottom. What is 2 doing in between the hashes? He's like
he's not doing what he needed to get deeper. He leveled off and didn't help. So I'm assuming he was probably underneath, which is why
Hill gave outside leverage. Yeah, okay. So number 2 decided not to do what his job was, and Hill decided that he would continue to do his job and got burnt for it.
And then they watch this play. They come right back. Next play, we're going right back. In the slide.
Are they going to throw the fade? Yeah.
He's just going to go up and get it. So this is the point I was making about the height. He's not in bad position, but look at that ball.
That's a sexy ball.
Yeah, I don't know. What you can do about it.
And there ain't much you can do about that.
Nah, I don't know. There's much you can do. That's good.
Unless you're a 6'2" corner, and it's maybe.
So, those 2 plays, I mean, look, that one, he's one-on-one. It is what it is. The play that we were trying to figure out what the coverage was, I don't know what was going on there and if he was supposed to have help or what was going on.
Seemed like he was supposed to get some middle help from the linebacker, and it never showed up.
Because, like you were saying in the Nebraska game, he's so sound. We hadn't seen anything really unsound from him. Now, anybody can make a mistake, but we hadn't really seen that. Oh, yeah, here we go. Bang. Coming off the slot.
Wisconsin had no answer for any type of gadget blitz that Michigan threw at them.
Like, he didn't see this guy at all.
Oh my Lord, he almost
He
got killed. That type of stuff make your chest hurt for a week.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him laying down there. Boom. He needed a minute. Hold on. Who's this? Did he go out?
I think that's a different quarterback.
Oh. Yeah, that's 5. Yeah, he knocked him out the game.
He come back.
Not right away. He knocked him out the game.
Those ribs didn't feel very good after that one.
Yeah, there he is coming down again off the roof. Get a little piece of it. Boom.
Go get yourself some.
Yeah, so hey, I mean, look, you're knocking QBs out the game.
My question is, why is number 2 so late? That's the way to fill.
He in a groove right now. He's like, I'm just running. And I knocked the quarterback out. I'm gonna hit something every single time.
I'm gonna go finish what I started.
Yeah, this was a heat check. This is a heat check right here. I might not quite have my eyes 100% where I need to. This is a heat check. Heat check.
Yeah. I'm gonna go try and get me a pick.
Yeah, those things happen. Them heat checks. But then see, when they go heavy, you can do something like this. You can put him outside. Do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. Another run fit. So they're up 20-10. Hey, you can see Wisconsin they don't got no confidence in this backup.
None.
I mean, these boys are swarming, right? They are swarming. Where did the 6 come from?
He came off the bench. I want some.
Yeah, it's swarming. There's blood in the water right now. I mean, the game is 20-10. It's not.
Yeah.
Mr. Hill's not done yet. He's knocked out a quarterback. He's still got another play in him.
Yeah.
Try to knock out.
Oh my Lord. You try to take his soul.
I'm knocking all your quarterbacks out. I want all of them up out of here. Now you gotta be careful about that. He went a little high.
But he was going after his arm, which is trying to make a play.
He was going for the arm. Just how they are in the NFL, man. You can't touch some of these quarterbacks in the NFL. They'll call you for the slightest thing.
If I'm Michigan, why did I stop blitzing?
Here we go. So this is one where he actually, he's going to get handsy, but he's going to break this one up. Got his hand on it, get a little separation there.
Drive. That's beautiful.
And then we'll see it better from this angle. He's going to chop down on the arm. Right there. Chops down
nice
on that.
Job.
Gets the ball out. Yeah.
Good hand placement.
Yes, yep. Because you can see, I like you said about the drive, because right there, my man's going to get a little separation on him, but he's going to drive.
Drive to the front hip.
Yep.
Drive.
And then make a play. So if you got a safety who can do that, you got a little something.
I mean, he can play man coverage. He can. That's a hard thing to come across as a safety.
So now we're 2 games into it. You know who he reminded me of? Brandon Stevens. I'm watching him. I was like, he does a little bit of everything, kind of like Brandon Stevens.
Yep.
I understand the mindset of the Ravens. You get closer and closer who they're going to draft.
Wouldn't be a bad thing to have two guys like that. You can do a little bit of everything.
And then have Chuck Clark as your star. Okay.
Got two guys that can play either safety spot. They can play a little corner. They can play a little nickel. They both can run.
Because let's be real, Tavon Young does not fit this defense if they play it like this.
Nah, and Tavon, man, he got a contract. He got that cap number too. I don't know if they're going to be able to bring him back with what I think his cap number is like $8 or $9 million this year. So I don't know if that's make that happen.
I know you need healthy corners, but oh no.
It's a big number, for a guy through. I'm not blaming him. I mean, he's had some serious injuries, but he just hasn't. And he came back last year and played. Got dinged up a couple times throughout the season last year. This is the stuff that you see in between, right? Watch my man with the towel, with nut shot right there. Oh, look at that. Watch him under the clock. Bang, right there.
Wow. This pass rush was relentless.
Here we go. Boom, give me that. That's what he had been waiting for.
He's been baiting them all game.
Yeah, because watch the bait. I'm going
bait,
to the
bait. Oh, got you.
I love it. I'm going to the flat. Give me that.
He knew the quarterback he was dealing with too.
Yep. Hey, knocked out the other dude.
Yeah. This guy, he sees the read. He's going to throw it.
Yep.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
So that's why I told you, I said, I think you're going to like this guy, because when you were talking to me about safety, you said, look, I need a playmaker. And I was like, well, look, this guy knocks out quarterbacks, picks the ball. He's got
a ton of confidence to bait quarterbacks. He can fly. He's got good feet. He does get a little handsy at the top of routes.
Handsy. But you said you'd rather have somebody that's like that. You say I can work with that as opposed to somebody who don't want to put their hands on people. That might have been the last play. No, I think this one. Yeah, this guy, he back there. They got him.
What are they doing out here? Who's trying to block? You can't. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, left tackle. Got him in the spin cycle there. Not even the spin cycle. Look at this. What we?
He just olayed him. Olay.
What are we doing there? 55, cleaned it up.
You get people killed.
So there you go. It's 2 games on Daxton Hill, and people may say, "Hey, watch the Georgia game." Look, if I had the Georgia game, I would have watched the Georgia game, but we don't have that one on all 22. We would have had to watch that like the broadcast version. So I wanted to get a couple all 22 games. If we ever get that Georgia game, we got the all 22 plugs out there. Sometimes they drop film at various points in time. So we might get that game at some point. If we do, maybe we can go back and take a look at it. But what are your impressions of Mr. Hill?
Very solid. Definitely worthy of a second. He looks like a talented guy, makes plays. He's rarely out of position. Got good hands, understands zone concept, can play man, fills on the run, can play some nickel in a pinch. I mean, he's a really good football player.
Yeah, he is. Now, the question. I think people feel like 14, probably a little too high. 45, will he make it there?
No.
I didn't think so either. In a different safety class, if you had more guys, maybe. But when you think about, like I said, the Notre Dame kid, Kyle Hamilton, and he's just going to go high just because you've not seen guys with that kind of build. He's 6'4" and can run and all of that. So he's going to go.
Leave him on the board.
But Hill would probably be the next safety. And he's not going to make it all the way to 45.
If you feel it is necessary, and that's your guy, and you look at your options at 14, you're like, I don't like it. If you're willing to play the same game you played a few years ago and fall back to late 20s, maybe 28, 29, 30, maybe jump back in if you trade out to get back in, bottom of the third, bottom of the first, because then you can have that extra year on the contract. I mean, that's worth it. You've got enough picks to make that a reality, especially in the 4th round. You got an extra third. I think you have to attack this draft a little differently. I think you need to go be aggressive with who you want and go get that person, no matter if they're the right number on your board or they're the right value on your board. I think this is one of those drafts where you have to go get the guy that you want, not mess around.
Yeah, and I think, you've seen DaCosta. I mean, Ozzie was kind of the same way. Both of those guys like to move around the board, but you were talking about it. It's like that. It was, what was it? It was 2018. When I think they were originally picking at like 16 and they dropped back. It might have been 16. Yeah, they dropped back and then they dropped back again. And I think they ended up being at like 25, and that's where they took Hayden Hurst. And then they took their second and traded up back into the first to get Lamar. So they kind of moved back from that. They were, like I said, that was 16. They're 14 this year. So, 2 pick difference, but that same kind of area where they could fall back. So if you could go back, like you said, mid to late 20s, end of the round, and feel like you could get him there, which I think you could. I think you could still get him late first. I think if you try to wait till second, he's going to be gone. I think you could probably get him late first if he's your guy, like you said.
Yeah, I think the early 20s. I think I think the teams in the early 20s don't need a lot of safety help, but I think the teams after like 24 is kind of where you need a little help.
And that's just where they had been going. You have to go back like 2021. 2020, they didn't have any first round safeties. Year before that, they didn't have any first round safeties. I just looked at like the last 2 or 3 years. You got to go back to like 2018, I think it was. You got to go back to like Derwin and Minka. Those guys.
But that's the thing. Who's really been an impact safety besides? I mean, I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head besides Harrison of Minnesota.
Yeah, remember the guys I told you for the last couple of drives. You think about those names. Antoine Winfield. Okay, the year the Bucs won the Super Bowl, he made some plays for sure. You had Kyle Duggar with the Patriots. Grant Delpit, the Browns. He'd been injured and in and out of the line. Xavier McKinney up in New York, he'd been injured in and out of the lineup. Javon Holland, he played well last year for the Dolphins. So, but to your point, that's not been the same kind of level of impact that you're thinking of with guys like Minka and Derwin. When Derwin's right, I mean, he's obviously struggled with injuries too, but when he's right, that's an impact type player. Right? You get that guy. So I'm not saying that Daxton Hill is that guy, but I'm saying in terms of impact, we saw he can impact games. We saw how he impacts games. He's got different ways that he can do it. So
100%.
All about value and where you think you can get these guys. So, dang, we still got a long road to go. We ain't even got the free agency yet. So, that's before the draft. So.
Get it popping.
Long road to go. Well, hey, Thank everybody. Probably a lot of folks watching the combine. I got it on the background myself. But again, these kinds of things will be available. You can go back and listen to it, watch it at any point in time. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of these things. You can watch it live. You can go back and rewatch it later on. So that's why it's been fun doing these, and we'll keep it going. Right, we'll try to get back next Thursday, and we'll see if Nard, if you want to watch more safeties, you want to go back to linebackers, you want to go to another position, whatever. We'll figure it out. We got plenty of time. Maybe even if you want to look at, we hadn't talked about this, but if you want to look at an NFL guy, if there's somebody in free agency that you like, you're like, hey.
I mean, everybody's talking about Bates. We can look at the Honey Badger if you want. I'm not a fan of that one.
You're not a fan of either one, I don't think, right?
I wouldn't overpay for either one of them.
Yeah.
I don't think either one comes into this team and make us better on the back end.
People gonna come at you on the Honey Badger. They gonna say, hey man.
What has he done in Kansas City for the last few years?
Got 2 picks against
what's that?
So he got them 2 picks against the Ravens. We do remember that.
But that's about it. Like,
I think those were his only 2 picks last year.
Yeah.
In that same game.
Yep. He's one of those guys who's a name guy who makes a lot of noise. He's a heart and soul type guy in terms of rah-rah. But guess what? You just signed Tony Jefferson.
Yeah.
Kind of that missing voice you've been looking for. Yeah. So, and I don't think he fits the type of defense. What's that?
I said, to another point that you have been making, you got a bunch of young guys at safety. At some point, you got to figure out
what you got.
Play or what?
Can't keep looking.
Because they've been on that treadmill. Remember back in the day, really ever since, not even back in the day, really ever since Ed left. Whether it was Weddle, whether it was Will the Thrill.
Help us.
They had a bunch of guys at safety who they were signing. They were signing Earl. Obviously, they were signing high-priced free agents and bringing them in here as safety. And I guess last year, 2020 and last year, probably the first 2 years where they kind of went with their homegrown guys, Chuck and Elliott. Will they go back to that well? They stayed away from it the last 2 years. Will they go back to the free agent safety well?
No. You've got other things you need to do. I think you can. If you need an impact safety, you need to go into the draft and find one. I don't think there's one in free agency.
We might know one. We might have just seen a guy who can who can help you out. Now, where you can get him, that's the key. Like I said, hey, if you can get him second round or something like that, hey, I don't think anybody would be mad at that. I think people would be like, yeah, if you get him in the second round, cool, it's all good. Or even like late first, like you said, you could trade back. I think people would be cool with that. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Like I said, we got it wide open. We can go a bunch of different ways. We got nothing but time for the rest of the off season. But anything else you want to add before we get out of here? Or you good?
I'm good.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, download, tell a friend to tell a friend. Until next time.